and welcome back to another video, you juicy pineapples. Now today's video we're going to get into the topic of KSI's latest video on his main channel. Now, if you guys have seen, can KSI's fans last a round with a professional fighter or professional boxer? Now, it goes up in rounds as we go along. Now, this was actually like I'm not, I don't know, I would say I'm not really into watching like other YouTubers, but I actually am in a way. There's certain YouTubers that I do watch quite frequently, but this is really good content for KSI. Like, this is really good content. This could actually be like a series. Like, he could generally take this quite far, and it's very smart. It's very smart because obviously people are going to watch it. Obviously, I bloody watched it and I enjoyed it. Like, I don't really, some of the YouTube stuff these days are quite cringy and predictable, but whereas this one was kind of like it was kind of like a whirlwind. Like, you didn't really know what to expect. Anyway, so KSI brought in a bunch of fans to see if they can last a round with a pro boxer, and the pro boxers in mention are Danny Aaron's, Mo Dean, Ty Mitchell, Vidal Riley, and some King Kenny. Can't forget King Kenny. He's a Donny. And also some guy who filled in for Danny Aaron's. But yeah, we're not going to say why just yet. But yeah, I mean, great content because these guys turn up because you can see the levels in the, like, it's interesting, isn't it? Because when you see fans, you just think general people, like, you don't know what they do in their spare time or whatever, so you don't know if they have boxing background or if they have any sort of mixed martial arts experience. And some of them did, some of them didn't. It was quite clearly, you can tell. Now, Danny Aaron's and Mo Dean, to be honest, they probably kind of carried the video in a way, just because the lack of experience and the lack of talent in boxing, obviously. Danny Aaron's is still very green, still very fresh and new to the game of boxing, and I kind of feel like Danny Aaron's had a sweet taste of humble pie in that video. I don't, because I've seen in other videos with like Chris MD and stuff like that, and they have Danny Aaron's on as a guest. He generally thinks he's really good at boxing. Like, he generally does think he's so good. Like, compared to the people that he's around, which, don't get me wrong, he probably is, but they're not going to be far off, let's be honest, because from what I saw in that video, I know it's just sparring, but let's be honest, the fundamentals weren't there. He's ass, and I like to use that because, I mean, a couple of those fans were way better than Danny. Simple as that. And it come to a point where Danny was kind of getting warmed up in a way. He was showing some quality there. And so I don't want to like shit on him at all, like, for the whole thing, because he did show some good fundamentals and aspects. He just needs time. He just needs to stick at it, and he just needs time. But it's hard to do when you've got a newborn baby. So, well, I don't know if it's newborn anymore, but you know what I mean. It's hard to do when you've got other stuff going on. But yeah, I mean, Danny ended up dislocating his knee. At first, when it happened, I thought he was taking a dive. I honestly did think he was taking a dive because he was getting like pieced up by essentially nobodies. Essentially, um, yeah, I thought he took a dive until it then panned onto his knee. I was like, ooh, that is probably the worst outcome you could probably get from that, other than, from what I've experienced, dislocating your shoulder in a belt. Now that hurts. But yeah, the knee. Whew, thank God there was medics there, because if he didn't have that gas in there or oxygen, then woof, he'd have been finished. And even with that, to be fair, because the gas in there, like the oxygen and that, it does help, it does calm you, but you can still feel every bit of pain. I remember when I dislocated my shoulder, I didn't feel it at time in the ring. I just felt the restriction. I felt something weird. Like I knew there was a pain there, but it was more the frustration that was really winding me up, and that was kind of like making me growl in a sense, like, oh, like fuck, like, geez, like it's doing my head in because I can't lift my arm or my shoulder. It was just stuck there. And when I was getting told to put my guard up, I could with my right arm, but not my left, and it was just so frustrating. So when it got called off, but anyway, in the back of the curtain, they put you on the gas in there. The adrenaline's starting to wear off as I'm walking out of the ring. Anyway, going towards the backstage and the curtains. Get carted off, walking up the arena. The adrenaline's wearing off a little bit. I started to feel the pain, but then when the adrenaline fully wears off, and I'm sitting on the chair backstage behind the curtains, puffing on the old gas and air, and then they're raising and raising and raising, and popped back in. I mean, building up to that hurts so bad, but then when it pops back in, the biggest relief ever. It is so nice. Like generally, I could have carried on. I could have, after that pop back in, I could have went out there and done another 3 rounds, easy. But I'd have still looked like ass because, let's be honest, I was ass in that belt. That was my first ever one, so yeah, I was ass. But anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the KSI video, and yeah, as they get past these levels, I can't remember which. I want to say it was Danny Aaron's first, but then I don't think it was. I think it was Modine, then Danny Aaron's. Because if it was Danny Aaron's, then Modine, I'm pretty sure it's meant to progress as it gets on. And if Modine was after Danny Aaron's, then that's kind of an insult to Danny Aaron's. So I'm going to say Modine was first. It ended up getting to the point where he didn't want to put his head guard on. I think that was just a method of saying, I'm done, I can't be asked, I'm lazy, I've got no gas for this, even though he was meant to make the fans survive. He was the one that survived in the ring. He was just dancing around, dancing and dancing and dancing. But yeah, Modine steps in. What do you expect from Modine? I mean, he just does a few side steps. He probably in the mind, what's your order for Mackey's later? It's just one of those ones, isn't it? Like he didn't want to be there. He generally did. He wanted to be there, but he didn't want to be a part of it. Seriously. But yeah, so next stage goes on to Danny Aaron's, and then it goes Fox the G, and then it goes King Kenny, then Ty Mitchell, then Vidal Riley. Oh, I mean, to be fair, me personally, if I was in the ring with any of those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think the one that would stop me the fastest, I think, would be Fox the G. I personally would think it's Fox the G because although he's still a bit green, he's got that style of fighting that it's very hard to keep up with. I would personally fancy my chances to survive a round against the first 3. Wait, no. So there is 6, isn't there? Yeah, 6. So the first 4. I would like to say that I would definitely get past Modine, 100%. I would make him survive. I'd probably get him out of there within the first 10, 15 seconds. Danny Aaron's, I'd have got rid of him in and around. Easy. That'd have been easy work for me. Going up to Fox the G, stylistically, I would still back myself, obviously, but I don't see Fox the G stopping me in a round, but I do see him getting the better of me in a round. Just stylistically, honestly, I think he would. Not even think, I'm pretty certain. Going up to King Kenny, I would survive the round. 100% survive the round. He's definitely been in the boxing game and spent way more time in boxing than I ever have. So I would definitely fancy Kenny's chances there. But once again, I would survive because I know Kenny likes to be a range fighter. So he likes to hit you with a jab, hits you with a 1-2, but then he does like to work the body a little bit. But then he doesn't follow up as such. So I know if you throw shots at him, He doesn't tend to throw counters, and I feel like that's where I would excel. I feel like he would throw a shot, and I would easily be able to slip. I would easily be able to slip a Kenny jab or a straight, and I'd be able to throw a counter. I know I'd be able to catch him with that. However, if it's just the rounds, like as in stick and move, I feel like I could probably do that with Kenny myself. But then I don't know that's not the right way to approach him because I know he is a kind of, as you will, like a point fighter. So he's like an amateur degree sort of fighter. So he will just look to score the points rather than really hurt you, kind of thing. Um, but yeah, I fancy my chances to survive against those four. Survive the round. I would eliminate Modine and Danny Aaron's. I would survive against Foxer G and Kenny. Ty Mitchell and Vidal Riley. I think personally, I would have probably cashed out after Kenny. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I would have wanted to because even though sparring, Ty Mitchell, I ain't got the time for that. I cannot be asked for all those check hooks. No thanks. That shit will wind me up. I could not be bothered for that. I mean, Vidal Riley is going to be looking to hurt and kill you. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I'd react. It's fight or flight, isn't it, really? I mean, I would never turn down a scrap in the sense that it's a scrap. But when it's a sparring session, it's a different story. You kind of respect it in a way. But whereas Vidal, you clock him, he's clocking you. And not being funny, I am not going to back myself in any way, shape, or form against a British level fighter, a British title level fighter. I mean, what has he got? British Continental, I think. Cruiser. Is it Cruiser? At the minute? I can't remember. But he's British title level, and Ty Mitchell as well. Ugh, disgusting. No, no thanks. I don't want that smoke. I don't want that. I'm trying to think of a scenario where I've got, all right, okay, maybe, but nah. I'd survive a round in sparring. I would say I would have cashed out after Kenny, but I would survive a round in sparring Ty and Vidal. 100% I would. I just wouldn't want to, if you know what I mean, because you're not. I mean, you're gaining money, but then it is the experience. Would I? I don't know. KSI, if you're going to do another one, let me get in there. Let me see. Let me see if I can do it with Vidal and Ty. Not as in a scrap. I pause. I do not want to scrap them boys. I'll get in there to spar. I'll get in there to spar and survive a round. I just don't know whether I would cash out beforehand or in the moment would I think that's a once a lifetime opportunity to share a ring with Ty Mitchell and Vidal Riley. Two people that I've got mad respect for in the British game. Ty Mitchell, very inactive, obviously for a long time, but yeah, not going to get into that. But change man, stayed with the love of the sport. So you've got to stay. You got to stay respectful with those sort of people. But yeah, I've got mad love for those. Mad love for those. Fox the G though, I'm getting back to that actually. Fox the G, he's probably one of my favourite Misfits fighters at the minute because he's consistent with it, and he's gonna be a problem. I'm telling you now. His pressure fighting, yes. If he wants you out, he'll get you out. I feel like if Joey Knight wasn't good friends with Foxy G, I would love to see that fight. See, personally for me, Joey Knight, he's like Marmite, isn't he? You either love him or you hate him. I feel like when he's on screen and when he's reacting videos, I like him. And apparently he is a really nice guy as well. So I'm not going to take that away from him. However, when he is in the ring, I don't like what I see. I hate that sort of Ben Whittaker sort of approach to fights, for the disrespect for the opponent you've got across from you. I mean, I get it. It's to get eyes on you, and it's good for the highlight reel, I guess. Um, but I just don't see no gain in the whole when a punch goes over your head or whatever, you slip. Instead of focusing on where you're looking at, like trying to mock your opponent, why don't you slip the shot and follow up? Hit him with a counter. Jesus. But what do we expect? It's Misfits. It's for entertainment. We're not looking for boxing clinics. But I would like to see the Joey Knight and Foxy G fight. Because, yeah, I mean, if you know, you know. That fight would be a banger, to be fair. But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can put some clips of how it went into this video below. I'm gonna see if I can get a video in a video. I'm still learning, as you can tell. Yeah, and I'll see if I can do like a little talk along with the clips. So I'll do a quick preview of how I remember them going down. So Modine, he pretty much spent the bouts that he was in dancing around the side of the ring, sidestepping, not really engaging. He looked like he was the fan that was trying to survive. Yeah, I mean, I'll see if I can put some clips below onto that one. But then we go on to Danny Aaron's. Danny Aaron's was trying to do some fundamentals in the sport of boxing. He was throwing out the jab. He was sticking out there a little bit, and he does have quite a snappy jab. He was catching some people, but at the same time, when he throws that jab, he drops his hand so much because he never brings it back either. Like he'll jab and he'll do good because he'll drop down to the side as he's jabbing, but he wouldn't put his shoulder. Yes, he's getting his head off the center line, but even when he's doing a stiff jab, he's not putting his shoulder like in line with his chin. So he's always catching strays as he's throwing it, or as he's coming back. So he's got his guard up, but then he'll throw it like that. But then for some reason, he'll drop his guard down like here, and then he'll get hit. Buff. Then he'll raise his guard. But then he wouldn't learn. He'll just keep getting hit with that. So, I mean, you'll see that down below. I will get some clips on there of both what he was landing and what his opponents were landing, and then the inevitable, the dirty slip, and yeah, the off balance, and then the knee. Rough. And then we have Fox the G. Now, Fox the G, he kind of feels it out. And you can tell where he's still fresh in the game because he is catching strays. He's catching shots that he wouldn't necessarily catch in an actual, say, like a Misfits event. He wouldn't be catching those shots. He would be away from those shots. But he's catching them because he's got that head guard on. The head guard, and he's sparring. So he's letting these shots come in to let him feel comfortable. Because what he is good at doing, he's very good at baiting. He's very good at seeing the shots when the shots are there and the opponent doesn't see that they're there. So he'll invite him in by taking a few. He'll raise his guard. He'll take a few off the gloves, off the shoulders, off the top of the head guard, grazing past. And then when he knows he's got his guard up, but his eyes are still on the elbows and the forearms, when he sees that one's dropped, bang! It'll just quickly throw. He'll throw a left hook out or an uppercut, and then that'll push him on the back foot, and then he'll throw in a flurry. He'll do his work, and he done that quite a bit in this video, and that's kind of why I like him because he'll do that in his Misfits career. He'll do that very well, and he's very good at in and out. So he'll throw the jab, step it in, and step out right hand. He's very good at fundamentals with the basics, and that's what you like to see with somebody that's learning the craft. So yeah, the clips will be below. And then we move on to Kenny. Now, Kenny sparred this video how he actually fights, in my opinion. It may not be in the same intensity, but genuinely he did spar the way he fights. Very distance controlled, jab, right hand, slip, jab, right hand, slip, body, jab, right hand, slip. I mean, it's so easy for me to say that without actually being in there with Kenny, but that does work against some styles. You know what I mean? If you're looking to point fight, that works. It does work. It can frustrate your opponent, and but it leaves you open as well, because not only that, when you're a point fighter like that, fighters that like to stick the jab, keep the distance, control it, throw the straight after throw the 1-2 after slips, head movements going, head off the center line always, controlling the distance. When that shot's there, you utilize and you take it, you execute the final shot. But whereas I didn't see that from Kenny. I mean, I know he's got it in him because he's got good people around him that train him, and you see his body stays fit. I mean, fit all year round. Like, he is an absolute specimen. So he stays active. You can tell he spends a lot of time around the game, and it's so frustrating to see. Yes, it's just a spar, and it is a little bit of fun that he's doing in this video. But if you don't get to show it much during your fight, show that you've got a spar there. You've got a spar against a beginner, which sometimes can be harder than going against somebody that has experience fighting, because they do everything so unorthodox and unnatural that you just don't know what to do. Like, in a kind of thing like, whoa, why has he done that for? That's not generic. You don't do that. That's not the basics. Why is he dipping right after a certain shot? Why is he dipping left? Wait, hang on. Why is he not dipping at all? Let me just use this, and then when I do use it, why is he dipping? Like, yeah. So it's weird when you fight in absolute beginners that have no experience at all, because the thing is, when their hands are down as well, you're very used to fighters. You can see them traditionally. You see where the shots are coming very easily. But when they're down here, they just come woof so fast, like woof, and their hand doesn't come back here. It's just at the waist, hands down, whoosh, whoosh. It's just, it comes from nowhere. So I mean, that could have been what happened with Kenny. That could have been what happened, but I'd have liked to have seen more counters from Kenny in that, because there was definitely opportunities. Um, but I feel like he's green as well. The more time he spends with it, he will pick that up. He'll pick that up and when to throw those shots. He'll soon recognise how often they are available for him, because they're available in pretty much every single one of his fights, because his defense is actually pretty good, um, especially at managing the distance, because the way he managed to, it is quite predictable in a way, because he does like to drop down to his right quite a lot. Um, but at the same time, he's going against people that don't really pick that up so often. So he can, if he's dipping right and he slipped the shot, that uppercut going straight through, or that left hook coming straight, can rip anybody apart. Even if you want to dip down to the right, then you pivot out and then left hook straight to the solar plex. Oh, I've seen a video recently that I know Kenny's got a good body shot. So Kenny, hit me up. I don't know. I'm not good enough to be a coach, but I can certainly give you some tips of where you can go better in your game. Wait, did I say that?
Ooh, you're hard.
uh, and then we move on to Ty Mitchell. Now, do I need to break anything more down with Ty Mitchell? Ty Mitchell was just having fun. He was there to literally have fun. That's it. He was schooling these guys. He was just dancing around. I mean, he took a couple of shots, but it would be shots that you would literally take not even looking at your opponent. Like, you can just shut your eyes and take them, and you still wouldn't get chinned. Like, you still wouldn't get knocked down, wobbled, or whatever. It was funny to watch, to be fair. You shouldn't laugh, but at the same time, it's what that video is here for. You know what I mean? Like, it's the content. Now, Ty Mitchell done that very well. He just made him miss, made him pay, just touching, dancing and moving. Now, I know I sound like I'm glazed and sound like a fanboy, but you have to appreciate, now that is what the video has come to. That's what you've come to see. You've come to see beginners look like beginners against pros. It's literally in the title. And Ty Mitchell, he understood the assignment. I mean, yeah, if he wanted to, he could have got any of them out. He could have got any of them out at any point if he wanted to. But he was letting people survive rounds, letting them move on to go against Vidal, because why not? Vidal's there, you may as well use him. And yeah, it was class. It was actual class. And yeah, the videos will be down below of how he hits and moves, and then he emotes in real life. He's just loving life. And then we move on to Vidal Riley. Now, without having the video in front of me, I want to say this lad's name was Kia. I could be wrong. When I edit this video, if I have got it wrong, I will edit in the video in the captions. If I did get his name wrong, but I want to say his name is Kia. If it's not, we'll just say Kia for now. Now Kia was the only one to go against Vidal Riley. And I think this was for 15 or 17 grand, I think. And I thought Vidal was going to come out like how Ty Mitchell did, like, stick and move, just dance around. He's the only one, may as well let him win it, whatever. No. My boy did Kia run that money. Oh, that is so funny. But that was just letting boy have it. And that was so funny. It was so funny to watch because I mean, like I've said multiple times, it's in the title. Can KSI fans survive a round against a pro boxer? Now, sparring, yeah. And you know Vidal Riley has gone lighter in sparring against some other people. You just know he has. But in this one, he made Buddy earn that bread. He made him earn it. I mean, the first left hook that he took from Vidal Riley, that was money earned right there. Stop it. Just let him get out. Let him get out and take that money home. No. We're going to put this lamb up for sacrifice. And yeah, Vidal Riley just tees off. This uppercut that he lands, it's like a screw shot. It's like a in between a left hook and an uppercut. It's just on the move, lean back, whoom, just like a fuck off. It was one of those hits, and it was brilliant. It was such a shot, and it will be in here because that was quality. But then yeah, he was landing shots over the top of the dome, on the top of the headgear, and then clean on the chin as well. And there was this one shot that rearranged Kia's spine, or his neck even. He was just, well, just sent him. It just sent him, just gone. That was so funny. And to be fair, there's not many videos that YouTubers doing now that will have me laughing. Like I've been and seen comedians live, and generally I do find it kind of hard to find that people make me laugh. But when it come to Vidal Riley, I was in stitches. Because I'm thinking, poor soul. And that's what makes me feel like I don't know if I would have, because yeah, I mean, like he wouldn't have personally wouldn't have knocked me out. He wouldn't have knocked me out, but I wouldn't like to be taking those. But at the same time, I would like to have shared the ring. I would have probably cashed out after Ty. If I'd have gone or whatever, like not last, but if I'd have seen how Ty was coming out, I would have went against Ty because I know he's not trying to kill me. But then, yeah, I would have cashed out there, and then I would have asked Vidal, is what if I get a couple of friendly rounds? Like, is that good? Like to get a couple of friendly rounds? For, yeah, pretty much bitching out at that point, but yeah, quality video. Hats off to KSI. Hats off to Vidal, Ty, Kenny, Fox the G, Danny. Get well soon and rest up. And Mo the Dean, the baddest man in the UK. What a video. And thank you to the KSI fans for even being a part of it, because that was jokes. That was so funny. Yeah, but that's that. That's a video. It's a nice long one. I will try to do more of these ones more often because, to be honest, they are enjoyable to react to. But yeah, thank you for coming across another video. And if you like this video, or if you like the content that I'm doing, please look at the channel down below and don't hesitate to give me a subscribe. If you want to do more than give me a like and a subscribe, hit the bell button so you can get notified when my videos are coming out. But for that, thank you for coming, and I'll catch you at the next one. Whoosh.